Well, thank you for joining Don Getling with the National Real Estate Cafe. Gino will be back next week because we want to make sure every day you get a great update what's really happening in the real estate and financial markets, so you can share these with your friends, share it with your family members, share it with your clients, share it with other agents, share it with loan officers. This is great information, and without any political agendas of any kind, just great information. So we're going to dive to this first slide because there's a little bit convoluted, but bottom line is things have changed. So what are young adults doing? Because the reason we want to bring this up is because the millennials are becoming a huge part of the real estate market today, and things have changed. Look at this. This chart's kind of fun. I'm not sure if you can see the numbers at the bottom, but basically 1967, you can see that only 7% of young adults lived at home. And they're like, I don't want to live with my parents. We're out. And almost 83% of young adults were already living with a spouse. I think things have changed since 1967 when everybody got married straight out of high school almost. Big changes. And then you can see through the years it has been changing. So look at now. You have almost 15% of young adults still living with their parents. Now that has a lot to do with the mortgage meltdown and the housing crisis. Basically, there's a lot of tragedy out there, and therefore a lot of kids stayed home. They didn't have the ability. Plus, the job market wasn't there for you. You can see, 2007, how much it changed. Look at now. You got 15% of the young adults living at home, and then you got, or 12.5% living with other relatives. So you almost got, over a quarter of young adults living with either parents or with relatives of some sort. Could be a grandma, grandpa, you name it. Then you have basically 7.5% living with a partner. You got 10.1% living on their own, alone. 14% are living with a partner now, and about 40%, only 40% now, less than half to what it was back in 1967, that are actually living with a spouse now. So big changes. You can also see on the chart on the right, the median weekly earnings average is only going up about 3.3%. So it's having a hard time keeping out with housing costs. That has been a challenge for the young adults as well. Good news is there are some great options out there with FHA, VA, and first-time homebuyer programs. So please look into those. You'll be surprised. You do not need 20% down, 10% down, even 5% down. You get in with 3, 0, or 3.5% down. There's a lot of options out there. So online is the millennials are coming back. They're going to start leaving the homestead, but they just basically stayed home longer. They wait longer to get married. So right now, the millennials are going to be a big piece of the real estate market. So you need to be reaching out to millennials and help them get into a home, because it is the best asset that anyone has. It's the best way to build net worth. Remember, those who own homes have a 46 times greater net worth than those who don't. You heard it right here in the National Real Estate Cafe, where you can get these sent right to your phone by texting NREC to the number 58885, or find out more at donandgino.com.